Okay, so what does it mean to be a man? I'm still very much living into that question. What does it mean to be a man? I was really skeptical of even just the whole idea of men at one point in my life. I was just like, you just start learning about the different ways that men, or those that call themselves men, have abused their powers and abused women, or those called women, for a long time, and abused each other. The nuclear bomb has brought the warrior instinct to its limits. I think at this point we don't need to evolve that capacity in the same way we've evolved it. And so a lot of men have a question about what it means to be a man and what men are supposed to do now if we're not supposed to be waging war and pushing people and dominating people and throwing our physical or mental strength on top of people. I was skeptical of the idea of men, but I think once I start having kids, I got married and I started having kids, and I saw how my kids related to me versus my wife. I think part of what it means to be a man is that you're kind of standing a little bit back from the process of like life gestating, and you're like once removed from babies, basically. And I think that starts to activate a lot of attitudes psychologically, because it's like, okay, so my wife's holding the baby and she's nursing the baby, and she's like, I need a drink, so I fetch her the drink. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like in part, it's like the man's job is sort of like, you're like the runner. You like go and get things. And then you're kind of watching the perimeter, So I feel like a lot of what we have inherited, a lot of the attitudes that we've inherited about being a man come from this basic biological fact that a large portion of the human race does not directly give birth to children, and therefore kind of ends up in a role of helping the person who is giving birth to the children. And I think a lot of that are ideas about men as protectors and men as achievers or seekers, come from that basic reality of our bodies. So in a positive sense, I guess what it means to be a man is, I think part of that is just like feel your own body, feel your own emotions, feel or be aware of the thoughts in your mind, and recognize that just as a physical entity, you're a pocket of energy, and you can direct that energy in different ways. And if you go back to this whole thing of the man who fetches water for the woman, it's like you're directing your energy to help promote life, to help promote life. So, and then that in some ways applies to any human organism, is your pocket of energy, and you can go and promote life.